Some places on Earth just whisper secrets. They call out from the shadows of history, daring us to uncover their truths. Alphazat Cave, tucked away deep in the Mexican wilderness, is one such place. It's a name spoken in hushed tones by local villagers, a legend passed down through generations. They say it's a gateway to another time, a place where the ancient world still breathes. What makes it so mysterious? Well, that's what we're here to find out. The stories are wild, filled with talk of strange lights, echoing voices, and discoveries that could rewrite what we know about early civilizations in this part of the world. It's a true enigma, folks. The allure of a place like Alphazat isn't just about adventure, it's about connection. It's about touching a past that seems impossibly distant, yet somehow, its remnants have survived. Imagine, for centuries this cave lay hidden, its secrets guarded by the dense jungle and formidable mountains. What treasures, what knowledge, what stories has it been keeping safe all this time? The local tales hint at more than just a simple cavern. They speak of it as a sacred site, a place of immense power, perhaps even a portal. These aren't just campfire stories, they are threads in a much larger, more complex tapestry that we are only just beginning to unravel. Think about it. Every ancient site we explore, from the pyramids of Egypt to the lost cities of the Amazon, started as a mystery, a rumor, a legend. Alphazat Cave is no different. It represents the unknown, the frontier of our understanding. The challenge is immense, the terrain unforgiving, and the answers are buried deep. But that's what makes it so compelling, right? The possibility that around the next dark corner, or beneath another layer of earth, lies a discovery that could change everything. This isn't just another hole in the ground, it's a potential chapter in human history waiting to be read. My team and I, we live for this stuff. The thrill of the chase, the intellectual puzzle, the sheer awe of standing where ancient people once stood. Alphazat Cave promises all of that and more. The initial reports, though scarce, are tantalizing. They speak of unusual formations, possible inscriptions, and an atmosphere that chills you to the bone, and not just from the temperature. It's the weight of history, the sense of something profound having happened here. So buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey into the heart of one of Mexico's greatest unfolding mysteries. The adventure begins now. Finding Alphazat Cave is an expedition in itself. This isn't a tourist spot with a paved road and a gift shop, not by a long shot. We're talking remote, rugged, and wild. The cave is said to be nestled deep within the Sierra Madre Oriental mountain range, a vast expanse of towering peaks and plunging valleys in northeastern Mexico. Getting there involves navigating treacherous dirt tracks that cling to cliff sides, fording rivers that swell without warning, and then, the final push, a grueling trek through dense, almost impenetrable cloud forest. The air is thin up here, and the jungle is alive with sounds you don't hear back home. The exact coordinates were a closely guarded secret for generations, known only to a few elders in the nearby indigenous communities. They see the cave as a sacred, powerful place, and rightly so. Their ancestors revered it, and that reverence has kept it largely untouched by the outside world. It took months of building trust, of showing genuine respect for their culture and traditions, before they even considered sharing its location. This isn't just about respecting local customs, it's about understanding that we are guests in a land that holds deep spiritual significance for its people. Their guidance is invaluable, and their knowledge of the terrain is second to none. The entrance to Alphazat, often called La Boca Escondida, or the hidden mouth by locals, is incredibly well concealed. It's not a gaping maw in a cliff face. Instead, it's a narrow fissure, almost entirely obscured by thick vegetation and a tumble of ancient boulders. You could walk right past it a dozen times and never know it was there. This natural camouflage is probably why it remained a secret for so long. The final approach requires scrambling over loose rocks and pushing through thorny undergrowth, always mindful of the unstable ground and the creatures that call this jungle home. It's a real test of endurance and determination. Once you finally stand before it, the sense of anticipation is electric. The air near the entrance feels cooler, carrying a faint, earthy scent from within. You can hear the drip, drip, drip of water percolating through the limestone, a sound that has likely echoed here for millennia. It's a stark contrast to the vibrant, noisy jungle outside. This sudden shift in environment, this step from the known world into the deep unknown, is what exploration is all about. The hidden mouth of Alphazat doesn't give up its secrets easily, but the promise of what lies beyond that narrow opening is what drives us forward. Squeezing through that narrow entrance into Alphazat Cave is like being reborn into another world. One moment you're in the bright humid jungle and the next, you're plunged into cool, echoing darkness. Your eyes take a moment to adjust, even with powerful headlamps. The first thing that hits you is the sheer scale of the initial chamber. It opens up dramatically, far larger than the tiny entrance would suggest. The ceiling soars high above, lost in the shadows, and the chamber extends further than our lights can initially penetrate. It's breathtaking, a natural cathedral carved by time and water. The silence, after the cacophony of the jungle, is profound. Or at least, it seems like silence at first. Then you start to notice the subtle sounds, the constant dripping of water, the distant flutter of bats, the almost imperceptible sigh of air currents moving through unseen passages. These are the whispers of the cave, its ancient voice. Early explorers, likely local hunters or curious villagers centuries ago, must have felt an incredible sense of awe and perhaps a little fear stepping into this immense void for the first time, armed with nothing but flickering torches. Their courage is something to marvel at. Our initial reconnaissance involves carefully mapping this first great chamber. We use laser distancing tools and 3D scanners to create a digital model, ensuring we can navigate safely and document everything precisely. The floor is uneven, a mix of smooth, water-worn rock and piles of breakdown boulders that have fallen from the ceiling over countless eons. Every step is taken with caution. We're looking for any signs of human activity, any indication that people ventured deeper into this subterranean world. And it doesn't take long to find them. Faint traces of soot on the ceiling in one alcove suggest ancient fires. The air itself feels different here, heavy with humidity and the scent of damp earth and minerals. There's a palpable sense of history, a feeling that you're treading on sacred ground. As we push further, the main chamber begins to narrow into smaller passages branching off in multiple directions. This is where the real exploration begins. Which path did the ancients take? What secrets lie hidden in these darker, tighter spaces? The echoes of our own movements seem to mingle with older, fainter echoes, the ghosts of those who came before. The mystery of Alphazat is just beginning to unfold. Alphazat Cave isn't just a hole in the ground. It's a geological masterpiece sculpted over millions of years. The limestone bedrock of the Sierra Madre Oriental is perfect for cave formation. Rainwater, slightly acidic, seeps through the rock, dissolving the calcium carbonate and slowly, painstakingly, carving out these incredible subterranean spaces. As we venture deeper, the formations become more elaborate, more stunning. We encounter massive stalactites like stone icicles, hanging precariously from the ceiling, some reaching lengths of over 20 feet. They look like ancient chandeliers in a forgotten palace. Below them, rising from the cave floor, are equally impressive stalagmites. These are formed by the same mineral-rich water, dripping from the stalactites above, and depositing calcite layer by layer. In some places, stalactites and stalagmites have met and fused, creating colossal columns that stretch from floor to ceiling like the supporting pillars of some underworld temple. These formations, often called speleothems, come in a dazzling array of shapes and colors, from pure white to rich ochres and browns, depending on the minerals present in the water. It's a slow, beautiful art project by Mother Nature herself. One of the most unique geological features we've encountered in Alphazat is an area we've nicknamed the Whispering Gallery. It's a section of a passage where the acoustics are truly bizarre. A soft whisper at one end can be heard with crystal clarity at the other, dozens of yards away, while sounds made in the middle are strangely muffled. This natural acoustic phenomenon must have seemed magical, perhaps even supernatural, to ancient peoples. Could this have played a role in ceremonies or rituals held within the cave? It's a tantalizing thought, imagining ancient priests or shamans using these natural acoustics to create awe-inspiring effects. Beyond the classic formations, Alphazat also boasts extensive displays of flowstone, looking like frozen waterfalls cascading down the cave wall. There are delicate draperies, thin sheets of calcite that hang in elegant folds, and intricate cave pearls, small spherical concretions formed in shallow pools. Each turn reveals a new marvel, a new testament to the slow, patient power of water and time. Documenting these fragile wonders is crucial, as they provide clues not only to the cave's formation but also to past climate conditions. These stone sentinels have stood guard over Alphazat's secrets for millennia, and they have stories to tell. Section 5. Time Capsules of a Lost People. Artifacts recovered from the depths. It's one thing to marvel at the natural beauty of a cave, but it's another entirely to find evidence that humans once called this underworld home, or at least a sacred space. Deep within Alphazat, in chambers far from the easy reach of daylight, we began to discover artifacts. These weren't just scattered debris. These were deliberately placed objects, time capsules left behind by a lost people. The first major find was a collection of pottery shards, nestled in a dry alcove, remarkably preserved by the stable cave environment. The designs were unlike anything we'd seen from the more commonly known cultures of ancient Mexico. These ceramic fragments, some surprisingly large, were decorated with intricate geometric patterns and stylized animal figures. The iconography was unique, hinting at a distinct cultural group, possibly one that predates or existed parallel to the more famous Maya or Aztec civilizations. We carefully documented each piece, photographing it in situ before meticulously collecting it for further analysis. Dating these ceramics would be key to understanding when Alphazat was occupied. Were these people seeking refuge? Were they performing rituals? The pottery offered the first tangible clues, whispers from the artists who shaped the clay centuries, perhaps millennia ago. Beyond pottery, we unearthed other fascinating items. In one narrow passage wedged between rocks, our team found a series of obsidian tools. These included finely crafted blades, scrapers, and what appeared to be ceremonial projectile points, too delicate for actual hunting. Obsidian, volcanic glass, was a prized material in ancient Mesoamerica, often traded over long distances. The source of this particular obsidian could tell us about ancient trade routes and connections this mysterious cave-dwelling group might have had with the outside world. Each tool was a testament to their skill and resourcefulness, perfectly adapted for their needs. Perhaps the most enigmatic discoveries were small carved stone figurines. These figures, depicting anthropomorphic beings, part human, part animal, were found carefully placed in small niches within the cave walls, almost like offerings. Their meaning is obscure, their symbolism lost to time, but their presence suggests a complex belief system, a spiritual connection to the cave and the entities they believed inhabited it. Were these gods? Ancestral spirits? Guardians of the underworld? These silent stone figures hold a powerful charge, a direct link to the minds and beliefs of Alphazat's ancient inhabitants. They are the keepers of riddles we are now trying to solve. Section 6, Riddles in the Dark, theorizing Alphazat's ancient purpose. With incredible natural formations and a trove of unique artifacts, the big question looms. What was Alphazat Cave used for? The sheer depth and darkness of the artifact-bearing chambers suggest this wasn't just a casual shelter. Reaching these areas required effort, courage, and a reliable light source. This points towards a more significant, perhaps sacred, purpose. One leading theory is that Alphazat was a major ceremonial center. Caves in Mesoamerican cosmology were often seen as portals to the underworld, places of origin, and homes for deities of earth, water, and fertility. The offerings, the figurines, the very act of journeying deep underground all support this idea. Another possibility, not mutually exclusive with the ceremonial theory, is that Alphazat served as a site for initiatory rites. Imagine young members of a tribe being led into these dark, disorienting passages, facing their fears and emerging transformed. The strange acoustics of the Whispering Gallery could have played a powerful role in such rituals, creating an atmosphere of mystery and divine presence. The trials of navigating the darkness, the sensory deprivation, the encounter with sacred symbols, these are all classic elements of initiation ceremonies found in cultures around the world. Alphazat could have been a place where individuals were forged into new roles within their society. Then there's the astronomical aspect to consider. Some researchers have noted that the main entrance, though narrow, might align with certain celestial events at specific times of the year, perhaps the solstice or equinox. While this is still under investigation, if proven, it would add another layer to Alphazat's significance. Ancient cultures were keen observers of the sky, and caves were sometimes used as natural observatories, or places to mark important calendrical cycles. The interplay of light and shadow at the cave mouth, or in specific chambers, could have held deep meaning for its users, connecting their earthly rituals with cosmic events. Finally, we can't rule out the possibility that the cave was used for more practical, yet still vital purposes, such as a refuge during times of conflict or environmental hardship. The deep chambers would have offered protection from enemies and the elements. The presence of tools and pottery could support this, indicating a more sustained, if periodic, occupation. However, the distinctly ritualistic nature of many artifacts like the carefully placed figurines suggests that even if it served as a refuge, its sacred character was paramount. Most likely, Alphazat was a multi-purpose site, a place where the sacred and the mundane intertwined in the lives of an ancient, enigmatic people. Section 7. A global tapestry of mystery, Alphazat and its kin. Alphazat Cave, with its deep chambers and ancient secrets, doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's part of a global family of mysterious subterranean sites that have captivated human imagination for millennia. Think of the painted caves of Lascaux in France, where Paleolithic artists left breathtaking depictions of animals deep within the earth. Those ancient people, much like the ones who ventured into Alphazat, were drawn into the darkness for reasons we still debate: ritual, art, shamanism. The parallels are striking: the journey into the unknown, the creation of art in hidden places, the sense of a sacred, otherworldly realm. Closer to home, in the Yucatan Peninsula, we have the incredible cenotes, natural sinkholes leading to underwater cave systems that the ancient Maya considered sacred entrances to Xibalba, their underworld. These sites, like the Sistema Sac Actun, have yielded not only Mayan artifacts but also prehistoric human remains and Ice Age animal bones. The Maya performed ceremonies, made offerings, and even burials in these watery abysses. Alphazat, though a dry cave system, shares that Mesoamerican reverence for subterranean spaces as powerful liminal zones connecting the world of the living with the realm of gods and ancestors. Across the globe, from the Ajanta caves in India, with their intricate Buddhist carvings, to the Waitomo caves in New Zealand, famed for their glowworms, humans have consistently sought out and utilized underground spaces for spiritual, artistic, and practical purposes. Each site has its unique story, its own cultural context, but the underlying human impulse to explore, to decorate, and to imbue these dark places with meaning is a universal thread. Alphazat, with its particular blend of geology and archaeology, adds another fascinating chapter to this global narrative of humanity's relationship with the underworld. What makes Alphazat potentially stand out is the unique cultural signature of its artifacts. If they indeed represent a previously unknown or poorly understood civilization, then the cave offers a rare window into a lost world. Comparing the pottery styles, tool technologies, and iconographic motifs from Alphazat with those from other Mesoamerican sites will be crucial. Is it an isolated development, or does it show connections to distant cultures, perhaps through trade or migration? By placing Alphazat within this broader context of mysterious ancient sites, we can begin to appreciate its true significance and the common human drive to understand our place in the cosmos, often by first venturing beneath the earth. Section 8. The Alphazat Legacy. What it means for history and us. The discoveries within Alphazat Cave are more than just exciting finds for archaeologists and adventurers. They have the potential to significantly alter our understanding of ancient Mexican history. For too long, the narrative has been dominated by a few major civilizations, but Alphazat hints at a richer, more complex tapestry of cultures, some of which may have thrived in relative obscurity, leaving behind only faint traces in places like this remote cave. Uncovering their story means adding new voices, new perspectives to the historical record, making it more complete and nuanced. It's about recognizing the diversity of human experience in this ancient land. The artifacts from Alphazat, particularly if they can be securely dated to a period that fills a gap in our current knowledge, could help us understand cultural transitions, migrations, or the rise and fall of regional powers. For instance, if the unique pottery style proves to be a precursor to later, more well-known traditions, or if it shows influences from an unexpected direction, it could reshape our timelines and our understanding of cultural diffusion. The cave acts as a sealed environment, preserving materials that would have long since vanished on the surface, offering an uncorrupted snapshot of a specific time and people. Beyond the academic implications, Alphazat holds a legacy for the local communities who have been its guardians. Their oral traditions, once dismissed as mere folklore, are now being validated by scientific discovery. This can foster a renewed sense of pride in their heritage and a deeper connection to their ancestral lands. It also underscores the importance of collaborating with indigenous communities in archaeological research, recognizing their invaluable knowledge and ensuring that the exploration and preservation of such sites are done respectfully and ethically. Their ancestors created this legacy. They are its rightful heirs. Ultimately, the legacy of Alphazat Cave is a human one. It reminds us of our innate curiosity, our drive to explore, and our enduring quest for meaning. The people who ventured into Alphazat centuries ago were seeking something spiritual enlightenment, safety, a connection to their cosmos. In studying their remnants, we are, in a way, continuing their journey, trying to understand their world and, by extension, our own. These echoes from the past teach us about resilience, creativity, and the deep human need to leave a mark, to tell a story. Alphazat's story is still being written, and its full impact is yet to be felt. Section 9. The Unfolding Story, Future Expeditions and Lingering Questions. Our work in Alphazat Cave is far from over. In many ways, it has only just begun. The initial explorations have revealed tantalizing glimpses, but vast sections of the cave system remain unmapped and uninvestigated. Who knows what wonders or further clues lie hidden in those deeper, more remote passages? Future expeditions will require even more specialized equipment, including advanced cave diving gear if watery sections are discovered, and more sophisticated remote sensing technology to peer into inaccessible areas. The logistical challenges are immense, but the potential rewards are even greater. We are literally scratching the surface of this underground world. Many questions still linger, fueling our desire to return. Who exactly were the people who used Alphazat? What was the name they called themselves? What language did they speak? Can we find any evidence of writing or a more complex symbolic system beyond the figurines and pottery motifs? And perhaps one of the biggest mysteries, why was the cave eventually abandoned? Was it a gradual decline in use, a sudden catastrophe, or a deliberate sealing of the sacred site? The answers to these questions could fundamentally change our understanding of the region's pre-Columbian history. The ongoing analysis of the artifacts back in the lab is also a critical part of this unfolding story. Radiocarbon dating of organic materials, isotopic analysis of human or animal remains, if found, and detailed comparisons of the iconography with other Mesoamerican cultures will slowly piece together the puzzle. Each tiny fragment, each subtle variation in design, can hold vital information. It's a painstaking process, a meticulous detective story played out across centuries. The cave has held its secrets for so long, it won't give them up easily, but patience and persistence are key in this line of work. The future of Alphazat also depends on its continued protection and preservation. As word of its existence inevitably spreads, the risk of looting or damage from uncontrolled visitation increases. Working closely with Mexican authorities and the local communities is paramount to ensure this incredible site is preserved for future generations, both for scientific study and as a testament to human heritage. The story of Alphazat Cave is still being written, a thrilling narrative of discovery, adventure, and our unending quest to understand the past. And you can bet we'll be there for the next chapter. The unknown awaits.